Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how to compare 3 or more different herb formulas and be able to see all the different ingredients they have, be able to tell what's in common, what's different. This way we can not only study and learn the material better, but also if we have a patient in front of us, we could use this as a way to differentiate amongst 3 different formulas. Or if we're looking to create a custom formula, we could see the different ideas and kind of modular units of different herbs, how they work in the different formulas that we're drawing on for inspiration, and then be able to make a custom formula out of that. So for this example, I'm going to start with Xiang Zheng Qi, and I'm going to grab the formula and bring it over to my workspace. And then let's also look at Tong, and we'll grab that and bring it over. And let's also, for this one, look at Tong. And there we go. So I've got my 3 formulas. I could go through all the text and kind of read all this stuff and take a look, which is good. You know, we have all this information here so that you have access to it. But one of the real advantages of the way we have our network built is it's nonlinear, and we can go to the graph view and see the web of information. So our 3 search terms are here on our graph, and what we're going to do is just expand them with the wander mode feature. And this is going to look crazy at first. There's going to be a ton of information, so just bear with me here. We're going to expand all these. We're going to get everything out on the page. Just get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. And there's our Xiang Zheng Qi. We're going to wander that one open too. So this looks like a ton of information, and it is. And believe it or not, this is all floating around in your head if you've learned Eastern medicine in any capacity. So what we're going to do is we've got everything out on the page. Now we're going to clean it up so that it's easier to read and make sense. So all I want to see really are the herbs that make up these formulas. So I'm just going to filter everything down. And now we have our formulas, we've got the herbal ingredients, and we can start to see some commonalities, and we can start to see some distinct differences. So I'll just blow this up here and make it a little easier to read. All right, we'll do it like this. There we go. So we've got our 3 formulas. We've got Tong, Xiang Zheng Qi, and Tong. And we can see at a glance what is in common amongst these and what is distinct. And all we need to do is just start looking at where the lines intersect. So we can see, for example, Chen Pi is related to Ju Hong, and depending on the formula ingredient you're going to see, you might use one or the other with that. And then we have Xiang Zheng Qi containing the Chen Pi. We've got Tong containing the Chen Pi. And we can start to see these similarities. This stuff would be basically impossible to do on a piece of paper, but because we have the software built, we can really take these like 3 order Venn diagrams or more. If your brain can handle it, you can get 5, 6, 10, 20 different formulas going on here if you want to see all the ingredients and how they're similar and how they're different. So like Ban Sha, for example, is in all 3 of these formulas. It's something that unites them. So if we're looking at a patient whose presentation kind of fits this, kind of fits this, kind of fits this, we can start to see like, okay, maybe we might want to make a custom formula that definitely has Ban Sha because it's doing heavy lifting across all these 3 formulas. Likewise, Chen Pi is in 2 of them, Hao Po is in 2 of them, and we can start to create this sense of seeing some similarities. Now, of course, you might want to look at something like Ping Wei San or something like that. You might want to add more things into your search, but this is just, for example, just to show you how this can work. So being able to see how much of Tong is already contained within Xiang Zheng Qi, well, look, it's got the Gansao, the Fuling, the Chen Pi, and the Ban Sha. So depending on how you're making your Tong, like if you're using Wu Mei and that kind of thing, or not, you've already kind of contained that within this formula. So we can look at this and get this broad view and say, okay, well, if I'm going to use Xiang Zheng Qi, I don't need to think about Tong because it's already in there. In fact, let's actually get rid of it off of this search. And now we can focus more on these. And maybe I do for this example, maybe I want to add in something like Ping Wei San. Let's do it. Here we go. Let's put that on the board too. So there's Ping Wei, and we can already see, oh, there are some commonalities here. Hao Po, Chen Pi, Gansao. And if we open up the Ping Wei with the wander mode, we get to see that Sangju is missing here. So we can see all these similarities and how these formulas are architected. And for example, if we have somebody with, maybe they've got like a recent case of food poisoning or something like that, and you're thinking of Xiang Zheng Qi San, but you're also thinking about some damp heat. They have an underlying kind of damp heat condition, and you want to help them with that as well. We could look at something like Ping Wei, right? It's got the Sangju in there, which is the only thing really sticking out. And then we also have Tong. Maybe we just want to grab some ideas here. Maybe we just want to grab the Baidoukou, the Yi Ren, and the Xing Ren from the Tong and add them in underneath the Poshang Zhengqi for a patient that's like got a damp heat kind of constitution or background and they just ate a bunch of stuff they shouldn't have. So what we can do is actually start to move this around a little bit, and we can use this tool. I'm just going to change the viewing a bit. We can use this tool so that we can actually start to arrange the herbs. Like maybe I want to bring the Xingren over here and the Yi Ren over here and the Baidoko over here and kind of include them in my thinking. And maybe this Tong Sao, I actually want to get rid of this. Let's just get it off the board entirely. Let's get the Danjuya off the board entirely. Let's get the Huashi off the board entirely. And now I know, again, where my ideas kind of came from in terms of making a custom formula. Like, check this out. I've got some ideas from Sanren Tong. I've got the entirety of Pingwei San, and I've got Huoshang Zhengqi. And if I were to make this as a custom granule or something like that, I know where these modular pieces came from because I used this way of thinking to compare all my formulas. So just imagine any kind of use case, and you can start to see all these similarities and all the different distinctions, and either pick a formula that's the best fit for your patient or learn how to customize things and know where your ideas came from. Pretty cool.